Hi, and welcome to Coffee Talk with Kyle and
April. Here we go. We're getting going with our another edition of live Coffee Talk. Wanted to highlight some items and then also go over some other things, important events, end of the year things that are happening around here.
Santa Claus is coming to one bid.
Yep.
Yes.
That's true, yes. What day is that again, April?
That was the 21st.
The 21st, yes. Santa will be here. So.
From noon till about 4?
Noon to about 4? I thought you said noon to 1, but... Okay. I don't know. You just make up this stuff.
It depends on his audience.
Oh, we gotta get that turned off. Okay, so the first item we wanted to highlight is item 2986. Mm-hmm. This is an antique loom.
Yes.
Right?
Purtington folding loom. It seems like it's all wood construction. It ended up selling for $216. Wow. And there's already a UFO on it. You know what that is?
No.
Unfinished product.
Oh. So this is all ready to go to refinish?
UFO.
Oh, that's unfinished, or that's the you're saying the
unfinished object. That's what it you know what I mean.
We learn stuff every week as we're going here. And so this is a cool item, huh?
Yeah, it seems really cool.
I don't know how this all works.
I'm not sure either, but I feel you could make either rugs or wall hangings, something similar to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Really cool piece. You know, we do have somebody that used to work here that did reenacting.
Oh, yeah.
You'd see something like that down at River at Time, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this is a neat antique piece. Truly an antique piece.
Yes.
Right? All right. The next item that we wanted to highlight is item 5014. To be able to find this in this kind of condition is quite amazing, right?
Yes, it is. And we had sold a tree last week that needed one of these, and hopefully they got matched up, or maybe somebody already has the tree. You would light up this wheel at the base of the tree, the aluminum trees, and it would throw color on it. That way you didn't put actual lights on. You just had one spotlight, and when it would rotate, it would make really cool shades of different colors, illuminating that tinsel look.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, it ended up selling for $77, item 5014. And like Kyle had said, it's pretty much mint.
Have you seen one in this
not in that condition? No.
In the last few years?
Mm-mm. Made in Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, really cool.
Very incredible. It's only at one bid. You see this stuff come in this kind of shape too. We got item 3534. It's a vintage toboggan, alpine toboggan. This has been in storage, so it's in really good shape.
You can fit your whole family on that one, Kyle.
This looks, I don't know, it might be tight, but you can fit a lot of people on here. Very cool, and a lot of fun for going down the hill all together, like you said.
Right.
Or one of those toboggan runs.
Yeah, and once again, this vintage piece, somebody really maintained it well after using it.
Ended up selling for $67.
Yeah.
So
that's loads of fun.
Yeah. The next item we have is item 212. This looks like a Mexican
bandito, they say. Isn't that like a cowboy or a, what do you call it?
Is he a criminal or is
he
like
I think
outlaw?
He's an outlaw.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, this cool black velvet picture ended up selling for $64 and a penny.
Oh, yeah. Very cool. It's neat to see the depth of this, right?
Right.
It's got a beautiful detail on this, and
and look at the frame.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they were in very plain wood, primitive looking frames, and this one seems like a real nice piece of art.
Yeah, very cool. The next item that we had is 3 very old bayonets. I know we didn't specifically get to mention where these were from. I was talking to somebody late after the auction was already closing, and he was telling me that he knew exactly where some of these were from.
What do you mean, like the gun that they were on at one time? Or?
What war
Okay.
and what country they came from, country
Really?
origin. Yep.
Neat.
So all that information, if you are able to provide that as a seller or as a buyer, or maybe, hey, you're just a history buff, that stuff is very interesting to be able to know and be able to add to the items as we are.
Speaking of history buffs, I was just typing this morning. We're having a huge lot of Civil War books coming up.
Okay.
And I know, having visited Gettysburg in the past, that it's just a rich history-filled area. There's a really nice lot if there are history buffs out there.
Yeah.
Take a look at that coming up in our next auction.
Okay.
What did this end up going for?
This ended up selling for $173.75. So
Okay.
obviously some people knew that there was something special here, and they also were going at each other.
Yeah. What
can
was
see.
the total?
83 bids total.
Wow. Okay.
So
Okay.
a lot of action. And then this last item we wanted to highlight, this is something that keeps popping up on my dang Facebook feed.
Really?
And yeah, it just keeps showing up, and I'm like, what is this thing? Now, I do have a cat. Okay, her name is Rosie, and she's a wonderful cat. I'm not actually much of a pet person, but she's the best cat I've ever met because she keeps to herself. She's very easy, low maintenance, and she goes in the cat litter box. But sometimes, if we don't take care of the cat litter box in time, it can leave quite an odor for anybody that knows anything about cats. And this thing right here, it's a cat genie. It really literally keeps popping up on my Facebook. I don't know if I can pull up see, this is right now, this is what pops up on my ads right here. If you can see that. That's the goodbye allergies. I found the only dust-free, self-cleaning, and self-flushing
More.
litter box.
My poor boyfriend had to take over the litter box duties. Not anymore. We upgraded to the cat
So it
genie.
automatically cleans your box.
It's
Yeah, and it's got its own. I think there's some sort of artificial kitty litter that you actually put in there that just basically gets washed over and over again, and it basically cleans itself.
Wow.
Takes the odor out, and as you can imagine, this is a hefty price if you look up how much this is to buy retail, or buy from the website. It ended up selling here for $91.
Wow.
And anybody that's looking at just a regular kitty litter box, they're like, wow, $91. Well, that's quite a deal, actually, for somebody.
You know, my girlfriend used to have a pet rabbit,
Oh,
an indoor rabbit,
okay.
and she had litter trained her rabbit.
Aw.
So this is not just for kitty cats.
You could use this for a lot of different pets, right? Yeah, it's cool. And then what it does, because if anybody's actually curious, it takes all the urine and puts that back out of a waste tube, and the same with the poop. So we talk about poop a lot here on Coffee Talk. From week to week,
Yes,
we
he
can't help
does.
it. But yeah, so a lot of neat stuff. Keep in mind, we have an auction that closes every Tuesday night unless there is a holiday.
Starts closing at 7 o'clock.
Starts closing at 7 o'clock normally on a Tuesday. However, sometimes we have holidays that fall into line with our schedule. This time we're actually going to be closing down. For anybody that's wondering, we're going to be closing down the 24th through the beginning of the new year.
Okay.
We're going to be opening back up for the auction that ends on January 3rd. So that'll be a open day that we're here and you're able to
So
come in
you
and
can
preview.
preview.
Yep. But that auction will actually be running for an extended week. So while we are closed down, we are closed down the 24th through the January 2nd. Just in case you are wondering. And then sometimes with the new year, especially when Christmas approaches, people stop bringing in stuff because they're like, oh, the sales they're shutting down. I'm not able to bring anything in. Well, that's actually not true. You're able to still bring in stuff. We have drop-off days this week through the end of the week. That is for the auction that ends on December 20th. So this week right here is the very last week you can bring in something if you're hoping to get it as a late Christmas present, which I know a lot of people care about. It's a cool...
But also keep in mind, Kyle, that when people receive our gift certificates, our bidder
yeah.
box, you know, it's actually a really good time to sell
Yeah.
at right after Christmas.
It is.
People get monetary gifts from relatives, and sometimes they have a little bit extra cash.
Yeah.
It's a great time for our sellers
Yes.
to bring in items.
It is.
Or maybe you received 2 toasters for Christmas.
Yeah.
You can't return it? Bring it on in.
And typically, as far as for our history, we've seen a lot of the sales be a little bit lower in number when it comes to January. So it's a nice time to bring in stuff because it's in front of a lot more eyes.
Yes.
But people are buying stuff all year round. They don't just stop all of a sudden.
What you're
after
meaning
December.
is a little less competition.
A little less competition,
Yes.
yeah, for a lot of the January sales and things too. So that's nice to know. So again, if you bring in stuff next week, which like you're saying, there's going to be a lot of people that have bidder bucks to use, you know, or our gifts, which is our gift certificates, and
You can purchase those here in any denomination too.
yes, you can.
Just ask at our
Great
office.
gift.
Yep. Stocking stuffer.
Next week is the drop-off days are December 13th through the 17th. That is for the auction that ends on January 3rd, which is a Tuesday. And then that following week, this is where a lot of people just think nothing is going on. The following week, December 20th through the 23rd, which is a Friday. We're closed on the 24th for Christmas Eve. But that week, the 20th to the 23rd, we are still having full drop-off for the auction that ends on January 10th.
You know, sometimes this is a lot of information to digest at one time. Where can they find this in print, like on our website?
Yep, you can. If you go to the very bottom of our website, we also have a little tab at the top that you're able to click.
And show them a schedule right on there.
Yep, it'll tell you the auction schedule right here.
Okay.
If you're able to see that on the screen, you click on that, and that
Nice.
basically lists out all of our details on there for you to be able to see when the drop-offs are going on, when we're closed, and then also, I mean, it basically gives you a nice drop-off time for when you're dropping off treats for the staff. Because we got to include that in there, right, Curtis? So Curtis on here, he's commenting a lot of rando gibberish. He said, Humsan bidding.
Oh, he's telling the secrets.
20.
Good one.
So what is he saying here?
What he's saying is, if you're bidding and your max bid is going to be $10, sometimes it's nice to put 1026, 1051,
Okay.
and that way you might win by that 1 penny.
Okay.
Because how does the bidding, the increments go for those that are new to the system? Could you run through that quick?
Well, let me look that up because I don't have it completely memorized
Okay.
to put me on the spot.
But the site does bid for you. You could hit a denomination, a quick bid, but you can also put in a max bid. And when you are opposed in the bidding, it will go up to your max bid,
Yeah.
right? Is what I was...
Yep, and basically, I don't have all the information right in front of me, but if you are bidding, I believe it's anywhere from the $2 bid up to $25. It's a 50-cent increment.
Okay.
I'm pretty positive that's what it is, and then the increment changes from there on out. The higher the bid gets, the bigger the increment gets. So it kind of just prevents some people from messing around, because I've seen a lot of people where they'll bump it, just the very bare minimum right when it gets down within the last 10 seconds. Then they'll wait another 3 minutes, and then the other person will bid, and they're just like they go back and forth, and it's like a game to them.
Well, it's more like a live auction at that point.
It's a live auction though. You don't actually have the 3 minutes though. It's pretty quick. They got to have a decision from you out there. Are you going? Are you going? Are you going? And
Do that again. That was good.
we give 3 minutes from the last bid, which is a generous amount, especially if you're bidding on a lot of different things. And sometimes you'll even see people that are bidding on multiple things. You'll see them over here on one thing, and you'll see them on another one. And you're like, man, they got a lot that they're keeping track of.
Yeah.
It might be a watch list that how they're bidding, or they might just be on the live mode, and they're seeing stuff as it's closing, and they're like, oh, this is cheap. I'm going to get this. So a lot of cool options. But again, the schedule is available on the website if you just click the auction schedule listing on there. Yeah, so, but just a few other items that we had. We sell just about everything.
It looks like we have 4 viewers.
Yeah.
Who's hiding out there?
Hello, if you're watching.
Yeah, anybody want to make themselves known?
We do like to interact. If you have any questions or any comments on any items, maybe something that closed recently that you thought was a neat item, we could talk about for a moment. But yeah, no, a lot of neat things. You know, we had a quad runner that just sold, some downrigger fishing equipment.
Yes.
We had some electronics, computers. We even had a wood burner that sold recently.
Hi, Lori.
Hello, Lori.
How are ya?
Is this Lori, our friend? I'm not sure if I know who Lori is right offhand. Is it Lori, the sewing machine lady?
It's Lori Freeman.
She'll know what reference I'm talking about if it's the sewing machine lady. But a lot of, again, the coinage. How does the reseller thing work? April, do you want to tell her about that?
I'm not sure what she's asking.
Oh, are you saying as far as
consigning?
Yeah, as far as consigning things for the auction?
Oh, okay.
See, she is the sewing machine lady. Out of all of our thousands of customers,
yeah,
we
good.
have some people that stand out.
You're
that
good.
Are,
yeah, so tell her how to sell.
Oh, I thought you were going to.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm listening.
So, if you do wish to bring in things for sale, you are able to sell things as a consigner. We have you bring in items and write them up on a 3x5 index card, which looks like this. If you can see this, 3x5 index card. It needs to be this size. We get you a seller number, and you put that up in the top right corner, seller number right here, and then you put a description on the card, which in the end it would look something like this. If you can see that, we got all that information. I don't know if it's focusing for you or not, but we go through, we put an item number on there, we put a category, and then we type in all the description. And then what happens as far as rates go, we take a 20% commission and then also a $3 listing fee for selling your item. So,
and an item can be one item, or
Yep.
it could be a set of dishes. It goes by the lot, not one specific thing.
yeah.
Unless it is one specific thing.
Sure. And then we have a seller page on here too that you're able to go look at. You're able to click and download a seller's contract. That saves us on paper, saves you on time for having to come in and get a contract. And we're able to make a copy of that when you bring that in.
And when it shows this example card online, you don't need to fill it out exactly like that.
Yeah.
With what is it made of? It's best to say you were selling a Canon camera. You would say Canon camera, lens EF5, 24 millimeter. You don't need to say, what is it? What's it made out of? Don't answer the questions. Those are just guides.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep. Yeah.
We would like to know if it works or if it doesn't. The condition of it.
Sure.
Possible age and a measurement.
Yep. And it's very nice for to
Hi, Sherry.
not write down all those extra things like.
They had a Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. Lori says, do you have a deal if somebody sells a bunch of listing one auction? In one auction, I'm not sure if. Sherry says, "Hi, Cameron." Hi, Cameron. So if you have a whole bunch of things that you are selling that you are bringing in, like maybe you have a big huge load, we're able to discuss that. But generally, the commission rate is standard across the board, and it's nice though if something sells. Like if you bring in something that's a nice quality and it sells for over $100.
Yes, the rates go down.
It drops down to 15%, yeah. So let me see if I can get this off here.
And when you're selling, to go over once again, if you're selling, say, a jewelry box full of watches. It's one rate for that lot.
Yep.
Not each individual piece in the box. Maybe that helps a little bit.
Sure.
Or I always go back to the lawnmowers. Say you're cleaning out the shed and you have 3 lawnmowers that ran 10 years ago and you're not sure if they're going to run this year. People do love those. They buy them for parts.
Mm-hmm.
They refurbish them. They get them up and running themselves. An honest description. These didn't work. We're not sure the condition now. All 3 of those lawnmowers are one rate.
Yeah.
You're running them together, not $3 each lawnmower. So,
yeah, and I mean, we try to tell everybody, hey, if it's a lower dollar item, you might want to combine it with other things to make it more valuable of a lot. But sometimes, we may not be the best place for you to sell the item also, and that's a thing you got to look at. And
you can ask us, and we'll honestly tell you our opinion.
Yep.
We're wrong a lot of the times.
Yep.
We're right a lot of the times.
Yeah.
We can't know everything about everything, but we know our auction and we know what sells.
Yeah.
In our venue.
Yep. And it's cool because our customer base is always increasing. We're always getting people that are discovering us, and finding out that, hey, they can come in here and find some neat things for sale.
Right.
One of the neat things that we see behind us here is we had a 1960s trike Huffy. Yeah. Very cool. That sold for $97.97. So very neat. And then you have all these different sorts of things. Right here is a large hitch for RVs with the stabilizer bars that sold for $100. Very cool. And then and people, they salvage things out of houses or out of buildings. We had some salvage windows that sold.
Yeah, large iron windows.
Yep, for $103. So you just never know what you're going to come across, what's going to sell, what's going to be a big ticket item at the auction. It takes 2 people to bid, though, and without that person that's bidding against another person, they might get a deal. I know people say that to me every week. They're like, if I wouldn't have bid on that, I would have sold for $10. And it might have, and there might have also been somebody else that jumped in at $12 and then been in the competitive spirit against that person instead of you too. So it's just interesting every week, the different dynamics of the auction. So
is there anything cool coming up, or isn't that happening?
We do have some things coming up that are pretty cool. Let's see, we're going to check in with Carly and see if she is able to show us some different things here. Let's see. Carly, what do you got for us?
Carly,
are you there?
Is she out there?
Yep, hold on. We might have to restart it here.
See.
Here we go. Carly.
She's working. Oh, okay. There she is.
Okay. Hey, Carly.
Oh, she's playing always.
Cool pinball machine, right?
Yeah.
Vintage. A neat. What does it say? Road race.
Yeah. That's a cool old piece.
Yeah. And Carly's.
Yeah.
Balling it up out there.
She's always up for playing.
A lot of
where'd she go now?
A lot of different variety of stuff, as you see on our tables here.
She went to church.
Oh, nice.
Hey, that's a cool blow mode.
That is. Yeah. Wow, it's in really good shape too.
Yeah, it is.
I like the red.
You see Santa and Frosty a lot. But the other pieces, it's always cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Carly's going on a bike ride.
Yeah, watch out, Andrew.
Oh yeah, that's really neat.
It looks like we have some appliances too coming up.
Yep.
See that?
This is coming up in the blue auction. It's going to be ending on December 13th. Just so you know. It looks like our. Oh.
Maybe we have.
Get out of the way.
Do we have training wheels?
Very cool. So a lot of neat stuff coming up. We only highlighted a few items, but from week to week it changes.
Yeah.
People are always asking if you do you have this every week? You know, it's hard to say that we're going to have something every week.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw a guy that brought in a little portable countertop washing machine for your clothes. And I'm like, this is so cool. We've sold one before.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look over and we have another one down there in that same auction.
I was just going to say that. It's funny.
What are the odds?
People drop off. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
I think they drop off and they see one and they go home and think, I have one of those too. So I'm going to level the playing field a little and bring mine in for a little competition. Or we've noticed things that have sold that we've focused or highlighted. And even things we haven't. People will bring them in the next week because they've seen and done their own research at the prices that we've gotten. So, you know, like the Legos. We just sold Legos again last night.
Yep.
A tote full, you know, so.
If you're just joining us, make sure you say hello. Thank you for saying hi, Sherry and Lori and everyone else, Cameron. We appreciate the feedback, and it's nice to also ask those questions in real time. As you'll see behind us, some highlighted items that sold in our most recent auction. You're able to go back and check on prices, too.
That motorcycle helmet. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. Oops.
That ended up at $65.
Yeah.
That was a cool piece.
This is a Buco?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? Very cool.
Yeah. That was a neat thing. Came in from an estate.
It's so neat to see this stuff. We've been doing this for years, and I know you many years before that, but every week it's just something different.
Let it scroll again for a minute.
Okay, here we'll go to the next page. Hello.
Hi, Paul.
What's up, Paul? Paul from Haiti. Are you in the States, Paul? Paul's he sometimes bids from the. I don't know if Haiti's considered part of the Caribbean, but he is.
Do we ship there?
He usually picks up. He usually comes in too. He's local, but also has a foundation in Haiti.
Nice.
Does some awesome work with the people there. So, yeah. So, some of the things
look at
you
the
see,
license plates that went 57.
Yeah. Vintage farmhouse sink for 56.
That's cool.
You know,
the power washer washed up at 54.
Yep.
Air tank.
We've been having a lot of these trucker hats come in. These this box of them sold for 52.
Oh, nice.
It's neat to see those.
And they're the plain ones you could add logos to, right?
Yeah, you can make them however you want.
Yeah, if you have a crafty corner, you could get in it and make a product.
Paul said it's pretty bad in Haiti right now. So I'm not sure is it due to natural disasters or because of the political climate down there? I know Haiti's already has to deal with a lot of, is one of the most poor nations in the world. So anything that is somebody like Paul helping is just amazing.
Bless
for the
you,
people.
Paul.
Yeah, I think Paul actually has some kids that live down there too that are called family now. So very cool. Thanks for commenting, Paul, and thank you everybody else for joining with us.
Yeah. Okay, so once again, check our schedule online.
Yep.
And see what's happening because we're all getting into that busy end of the year.
Yeah.
And
you know, one of the things that I like to talk about too is things that might be like where it's an argument. We sell all kinds of different things. Sometimes we sell candy. We sold some Werther's candy. I don't mean to interrupt this, but
no, I'm sorry.
The Werther's candy, I believe that's more so an older people candy. Is that up something?
That's
for,
what Cameron
discussion?
told.
Yeah.
That's what Cameron told
Cameron
me
said
this
it's
morning.
old people candy, right?
Yeah, when
okay.
I told him I bought some.
Yeah, I think
Thanks,
that for
Cameron.
Good and Plenty, Good and Plenty is old people candy to me. But
Stop laughing, Cameron.
There he is. But anyways, that's. I don't know if anybody
Where
else
were
has
you going with that?
I just think it's funny because you guys talked about it earlier. It's like a Seinfeld episode. Like, where there's candies. No, these are these are for old people. They're not for old people. What are you talking about? You know, but no, this is, yeah. Thanks again, Paul, for commenting and clarifying. He said there's some insurrection gangs have taken over the country, and that's nasty stuff. That's no place where anybody can or wants to live if they're in that kind of an atmosphere. Yeah. So, all right. Wanted to thank you guys all again for joining us.
All right.
And if you're watching late, make sure you comment just so we know you saw it. It was great to have you, even if it was after the fact.
Yep.
Don, I know you're just joining and you think you're live, even though it's already been 2 days. But yeah, so.
Well, nice talking to you, Kyle.
It was nice seeing you, April.